Hey everyone, it's Vinny, and I am back with Best Bets. This weekend we are going to Belmont at the Big A. Honestly, I still dislike that name. I wish they would just call it Aqueduct. It's Aqueduct. But let's get into it. Race number 6 is the Grade 3 Peter Pan Stakes, which is usually used as a prep race for the Belmont Stakes for horses who did not run in the Kentucky Derby. There were 8 entered, but the number 5 Tuscan Gold is scratching for Chad Brown and is going to run in the Preakness instead, where I actually think he should end up running well in that field. I'm not sure if he'll be good enough to beat Muth, but I do think he'll run pretty well and should at least hit the board there. Anyways, with him out, there's a field of 7, and I am against the number 7 Deterministic again, who I just think he's a one-turn horse. I don't think he wants any part of this distance. I was against him last time in the Wood Memorial. I am against him here. I think he will take money. I don't know if he'll be the morning line favorite, but I think he'll at least be second choice. And for that reason, I am tossing him. My top pick in here is actually going to be the number 1 Protective for Todd Pletcher with Irad riding. He ran 3rd last time out in the Wood Memorial behind Resilience, who ran very respectable in the Derby. So I do think that flatters him a little bit. He is a maiden. He's 0 for 3 lifetime, but he's really improved in each of his 3 starts. And another improvement today in his 3rd start as a 3-year-old, I think would put him right up there with the other win contenders in this race. He's 8-1 on the morning line. That's going to change, but I would still expect this one to be at least 5 or 6-1. I think that's more than a fair price on him. This honestly is not the deepest of Peter Pan fields that we've seen in previous years, so I think taking a shot with a maiden who is improving is worth it. There are 2 horses I'm going to use in my exacta with him. The first one is the number 2 Unique Insight for Chad Brown. Chad does leave this one in here. He's won both of his starts as a 3-year-old on this track, and I really like this pedigree. Gun runner out of a Speightstown Dam. He's also 8-1 on the morning line. Again, I think he'll be about 5-6-1 as well. I can't imagine either of these are taking money over the Wine Steward or Deterministic, but they will definitely both come down off that 8-1 line because of the scratch. But I think they both are improving 3-year-olds and both have a very good shot in here. And with both of them not being the favorite, I think that exacta will pay well. The horse I am going to use with them in my exacta, though, is the number 3, the Wine Steward for Mike Maker. He ran a huge race in defeat in the Lexington behind Encino. First start off the bench. If he improves off of that, they might all be running for second. He's probably going to be the favorite in here, but I'm hoping that favoritism is around like 2-1 to 9-5, and he's not bet down a lot more than that. Everybody's been high on him, even last year as a 2-year-old, and he just got off to a late start this year, so didn't qualify for the Derby. I think he was definitely good enough to run in that field, so we will see. I'm expecting him to run in the Belmont if he has a very good showing today. I'll be playing a win bet on the 1. I'll be playing a combination of the 1, 2, and 3 in an exacta, depending on probables. I might end up keying the 1, depending on what the exacta probables are. If they are all over like 10 or 12-1, I'll probably just box them. But I am only going to use the 1 and the 2 in my multi-race wagers, including my doubles. Just going for the price there. I like the Wine Steward, but he is going to be pounded probably in the doubles. I want to get a bit of a price out of this one. I think that he is beatable. So just going to use the number 1 Protective and the number 2 Unique Insight for Chad Brown on the doubles. Looking at race number 7 on Saturday, it is the Grade 2 Man of War Stakes going 1 mile and 3/8 on the turf. And without William Buick, I am against the number 9 Nation's Pride. I harped on this all last week for the Derby about Applebee's horses. Just not a huge fan when he doesn't ship the jockeys. I really like when Buick is here to ride them. And honestly, 2024 Frankie is just not doing it for me. So I am against Nation's Pride here. My top pick is going to be the number 5 Tawny Port for Christophe Clement. Again, Irad Ortiz is riding. He's rode good this year. Tawny Port has had a couple good races this year, a couple tough trips. Irad is back on him for the second straight race, which I think is a great sign. He was coming late in his last effort, just couldn't get there. I'm hoping today's his day, especially at what should be a little bit of a price. I can't see him being a favorite in here with two Appleby horses. I am going to play an exacta in here as well. And I'm actually going to use the other of the Appleby horses in my exacta. That's number 8, Silver Knot. I know I said I didn't like Nation's Pride because Buick's not on him, but Pratt did get Silver Knot into the winner's circle last time out at Keeneland. He's going to be the higher price of the two Appleby horses. And just quite frankly, I trust Pratt to give this horse a trip rather than Frankie giving Nation's Pride a trip. Silver Knot has always had the hype. He seems to kind of be coming into his own over his last few starts. At a little bit of a price, I'm going to use him. I think he's a very good horse. Again, would love if Buick was on him, but Pratt did get him in the winner's circle last time, so not going to knock that. The last horse I'm going to use in this exacta here is the number 2 Kurtz for Clement, who is the other Clement runner with Tawny Port. Joel Rosario was riding. His North American debut was just too good to ignore, in my opinion. He's 5-1 on the morning line. Probably going to get every bit of that. Honestly, his turn of foot was really good. There is a little bit of pace in here. If he runs that race back, he is going to be right there at the end, and at a bit of a price, I think he's too solid of a horse to leave out. So my win bet's going to be on the number 5 Tawny Port. I am going to use the 2, 5, and 8 to end my double from the Peter Pan. So 1, 2 over the 2, 5, 8. And I'm going to use all 3 of these horses on my multi-race tickets here. I think all three should not be pounded in the multi-race wagers. They should all offer a little bit of value at least. And I think they all are serious win contenders here in the Grade 2 Man of War. Looking at Sunday's races, and race number 1 is a starter optional claimer going 6 furlongs on the dirt. And my top pick here is Iridescent for David Jacobson. I don't have the morning lines yet for Sunday, but I'm going to guess this one will probably either be favorite or second choice and will probably be around 2-1. Last time he ran at this level, he won back here in January. He's been running well against better quality horses. If he's 2-1 or like 2-1, 9-5, he is well worth a win bet in my opinion. He is much the horse to beat in this race, in my opinion. I think he is honestly think he is a borderline single in a lot of cases. I'm going to be singling him on my double ticket. The horse I'm going to use with him in an exacta is the horse right to his outside, the number 7 Collected Special for Rob Altres. Won at this level back in March, and now he's back at the level after a failed attempt jumping up in class. This level just seems to suit him, and he just should get the trip, I think, in this spot. This is not a particularly tough field, in my opinion. I think outside the Jacobson runner, the rest of them are all pretty equal. Linda's got 2 horses in here, so I think we're going to get a price on this number 7 Collected Special for underneath in the exacta. I'm hoping this thing is paying around like 10, 12-1 again. I am going to play it straight, though. I am going to go 6 over the 7 and hope that I'm right that this 6 really is the horse to beat. Race number 2 on Sunday is an allowance optional claimer going 1 mile, and my top pick in here is the number 6 Cinderella's Cause with Manny Franco. In these type of races, I want the runner who's currently in form, and that just appears to be Cinderella's Cause. She's won back-to-back races. Yes, they were just strictly claiming races, but this, again, is not the toughest allowance optional claimer that I've ever seen. If she runs back to her last 2 efforts, she's going to be tough to beat here, or if she slightly improves. I think she looks very good. She seems to be just running the best out of everyone in this field right now. The horse I'm going to key in and exacta with her is the number 3, Khalil Magic. This horse is just always right there. Finished in the top 3 in 21 out of 33 career starts. She was the beaten favorite last time out, but she's just always right there, especially against these type of fields. I just feel like she's too tough to completely rule out, especially if you're playing exotics. I'm going to play a win bet on the 6 Cinderella's Cause. I'm going to play the exacta with the 3 and the 6. Depending on the price, I might key one on top of the other. Otherwise, if both ways are paying at least like 10-1, I'm gonna box it. And I'm going to end my double with race 1 into the 3 and the 6. So it'd be 6 over 3-6 for the double, race 1 and race 2. I think it's a small ticket. I think it should pay though, especially if we do get like 2-1 on iridescent. I'm hoping that double does pay, $10, $12, kind of like the exacta, and I think it will. I don't think Cinderella's Cause will end up being the favorite here. So I think she will offer value on multi-race tickets. But best of luck if you are playing Belmont at the Big A this weekend, and I will see you next time.